Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Sergeant Lane, Cryptid Counties here. So I was recording there last night about 4 a.m. I was letting the dogs out, and these little uh, baby female, well, they're juveniles. The Hobbit Sasquatch, a little female, that always waits on my dog, was out here waiting next to the fire pit again for my little poodle. And when that little poodle goes around the fire pit, they latch onto her and then they ride her across the yard. They just run and play. But come, I'm gonna let you see this little female, and she's right out in the open here, and we're gonna see it here in just a second. Right to the left of the fire pit there at the bottom. Okay, did you see it? Let's go back to the 20-second mark. Right there. Just say. Oh, there's one right there too. But that wasn't her. Hold on a minute. There she is. Sitting right at the edge of the fire pit. Let me see what the timestamp is on that. I catch her out in the open there. It shows her complete form here in just a second. It might have been, okay. She's moved right there. You can't see her now. There's another one there right at that time. There's a couple of them. They're all right there around the backside of that fire pit. But okay, there she is. See her full body? Just a tiny little girl. You see her legs? Let me go to mark up here and do. I'm gonna take a picture. I can do enhancement and pull the eyes out and stuff, but get the detail around the eyes and stuff. But she's just a real little tiny thing. Just a tiny little female. Let me go to edit. We'll go to markup. Well, I can't mark up in video mode. But anyways, I'll go to a photo. I'll snap a picture of it and we'll go to a photo and I'll do a markup after this video. So there she is. You see her face and then her little gray body, her breast, her legs. Look how tiny her little legs are. Cute little being. You'll see her move out of the way here in a minute. She'll go back to the shadows. There's another little Sasquatch right there by her. That we'll see. But yeah, that's pretty appealing footage, man. Yeah, her face is a little distorted, but a little contrast. I can pull those eyes out. It's just she's such a little tiny being that the detail ain't there unless you're right up on them. But it's definitely a little Sasquatch sitting there. And we'll look. Look at that big eyeball coming in there. There's a big Sasquatch sitting right there. So we'll go to the 20s. And when these little babies show themselves, you better believe the adults are right there. They're not going unprotected. Look at this face here, right over the ditch line. There's a couple adults sitting right there, in the brush. But yeah, look at that. That's just amazing, man. See that little being sitting there. There's one right there. He's hugging a tree. Look at him. Back in the distance. All these little juveniles are all on the backside of that fire pit in the shadows, waiting for the dogs to come around there, and they play with them. Here's one peering out behind a tree. And there's a couple down here in the brush. There's one laying sideways. You can see the shoulder with the head there, just laying there in the brush. Now I'm going to jump forward to the 122nd mark. There's one right there. Let's see. So we're going to jump forward. I'm sure there's one in here I've missed somewhere, but let's just go forward a little bit. Let's see here. Trying to see around that, see if she's still sitting there. There's one of them sitting there, peeking around. There's another one there now, around the fire pit. Can't tell about the other ones. Um, we'll go up to 123, I believe it is. Wait a minute. Get back up just there. I had it zoomed out, zoomed in too far. Okay. So we'll go up here to the, like I said, 123 times. Now there's other Sasquatches in those bushes right there. That's what I was looking for because I've just skimmed through this video. I ain't had much time to really look at it, but I'm sure there's some other Sasquatches in there. But I know at the 123 mark we're getting ready to see one. Sorry about that. Go right here to 122. Oh, you can see that movement. Under that tree right there. See it? Oh, man. Looks like there's some eyes right there. I can't tell, but it looks like something was jerking through the bushes there. There we go. There's a Sasquatch laying down along that tree right there. Um, okay. At this point, There's some in the brush here. But right here in particular is one we're going to look at. Right here around the tree. So that's a large face right there in the shadows. But there's a couple young ones. Here's one right here that I'd say that's probably a young Sasquatch. But so we'll skip up here a little bit. Okay. So there's one right here behind the tree here. You can see one of their eyes showing through right here. And there's one of them right here. Let me go forward just a hair more. Okay, here we go. So here's the Sasquatch showing coming in right there. There's a Sasquatch right there. Probably a dad, one of the male adults. And go a little bit further here. Okay, you'll see their faces coming in as the light gets a little bit closer. Let's see here. And now their faces are starting to show up. And you see this one here looking over toward the tree. And right there. Let me turn back just to here. See that little face looking to the side there? That's one of the young juveniles, because my dogs will go out on the backside of that tree and play and meet those little baby Sasquatches, and they'll play around that tree. And you can see the one little face there of one of the Sasquatches, and then there's another little juvenile right here looking back. They're all right there by the tree. I haven't looked up. Look on this side. There's one of them peering around the tree right there, but this right here, there is a Sasquatch hanging in this tree, a juvenile, right here, and he's talking to an adult standing right here behind the tree. You'll see his shoulder lean in there. But watch this guy's face move as I move the camera there. See, he's reaching up. I don't know what he's doing. They're talking to one another or something, but you can see he's got a gray beard. He might have a baby Sasquatch on him or something. They're wanting to lower down the tree or something. So they're passing him off. But there's definitely some kind of, I think there's a baby there with that adult is what's going on. But we'll see as I roll footage a little bit. Looks like they're talking or something. Look at that. That looks like a little baby Sasquatch there. They're up in that tree. There's another face right there coming out. Yeah, they're up in that tree. And you can see his face plain as day there. He's got hair coming down to the tip of his nose, and then you see his eyes. I've got other images of this guy. Some of his brown hair is coming in with the light as the light's hitting him. Let's see here. There's a good image. You see his eyes there, pretty good. Yeah. But yeah, they're all up in that tree. Look at this one sitting down here behind that can. There's a can right there that I keep deer feed in. And they're sitting there behind that can. And they get in there and eat the corn. Looks like there's another Sasquatch there behind the tree peeking out. They're just all in here, all in this footage. Here's an adult standing there. Look at this one. He's got his nocturnal lens on. Looks like he's standing on that adult. Couple different ones in there. Now I got that zoom lens coming here next week, so I'll be able to get right up on these beings next week. So the footage is going to get better and better. Look at this guy staring me down. Sure is. So I should get some up close. Look at this little guy here staring at me. Some up close footage starting next week. I can't wait. Pretty excited about it. Look at this little guy's face. His little eye just barely sticking out behind the tree. So let you move there. Ooh, there we go. Really stuck his face out there now. Look at that. Tiny little feller. They got big eyes though, that's for sure. Now, I don't know how many's in that brush right there, but there's a few. There's a few sitting back behind that brush. There's one right there, side profile view right there. Let's see about this one. See if he moves. Oh, this right here is a juvenile, right? But then the adult is right behind him coming in. You can see his beard and his eyes. They're behind this little juvenile. You can see the brown coming in on his beard a little bit. Look at that juvenile's eye right there, staring at me. Yeah, that's pretty good footage. I should be able to do some good enhancements on that. Look at this one sticking his tongue out, that adult. Side profile view of them. So let's see if we get any more movement on that. Look at that guy's face. There'll be some good detail come out on him as soon as I do the enhancement part. Whoa. Look at that one coming out. Getting a little bit of the eye there. And a little bit of the face on the adult right there. They're just all peeking around that tree at me. A couple of them. I've not looked at the other side of the tree yet. Let me go over here and see what's going on. There's one there looking at me. We got this one just hanging up in the tree watching me. Just hanging up there. Just hanging there. Dangling. Looks like he's got his arms crossed. Look at him. Just sitting there with his arms crossed. No, wait a minute. That's not his arms. That's his legs. Because right there's his foot. That's his butt hanging down there. I think there's two Sasquatches right there. And then here's this one right here. Yeah, this camera I got's a lot better, but I just gotta get that zoom lens next week. That way I can get right up on them in the woods. There's an adult. But that little female at the beginning of the video right there by that fire pit, man, that was just amazing footage. They're getting to where they're not trying to hide that much, you know. Yeah, they're hiding a little bit, but they're not trying to hide like they were. Here's one looking back at me. And a little side profile view of that baby. Look at its little nose and its eyes and its lips. Like it's talking to its parent or something. I don't know. See if I can get any more footage out of this. Right here. Ooh, some of that gray's coming in on the skin there a little bit. There we go. That adult's face is coming in there pretty good. Let's see, look at this one here coming in at the very bottom. Another one. They absolutely love my dogs, man. They just can't wait to play with them. They look forward to playing with my dogs. I'd set some oranges out there. I don't know. It's been a while, and they wouldn't eat the oranges, but they seen that I started feeding the deers, and it took them a little while to trust me enough to take any of the oranges and stuff that I was setting out, you know. And eventually they started taking them. Okay, it looks like they all moved out of the area. Here is another one coming through, but we'll see. I don't know about that. So now the ones are gone out of the tree over here. I bet they left the area. They're all gone. Yeah. Even all the way up out of the tree, it's just like they all took off. Well, that little juvenile's back. anyways, this video is starting to run long. I'll have to go through the video some more and see what shows up in the footage. But it looks like they started to move on out of the area there. Hard to tell. Alright, guys. That's all I got for this evening. Like, subscribe, and ring the bell. I'd like to welcome all my new members. Peace.